Have you ever wondered why you react to certain situations in ways you cannot fully explain? Why a simple criticism hurts more than it should? Why some people seem naturally confident while others constantly doubt themselves? Why some individuals struggle to trust while others trust too easily? Most people believe that childhood is something they leave behind, a distant chapter, a closed book, a forgotten memory. But what if childhood never truly ends? What if, in ways both obvious and invisible, your childhood is still shaping your thoughts, your decisions, your relationships, and even your future? Today we explore one of the most fascinating mysteries of human existence, what your childhood is still doing to you. The first world you ever knew. Before you learned about countries, religions, politics, or careers, there was only one world, your childhood world. The people around you became your first teachers, your first examples of love, your first examples of conflict, your first examples of success and failure. As a child, you had no way of comparing your experiences to anyone else's. What you experienced became your normal, whether healthy or unhealthy, whether empowering or limiting. The strange thing is that much of this early programming remains active long after childhood ends. The invisible script. Imagine receiving a script before entering a play. The script tells you how to think, how to respond, what to expect, and what role you should play. Most people do not realize that childhood often writes the first draft of that script. If you constantly heard words of encouragement, your mind may have learned confidence. If you were frequently criticized, your mind may have learned self-doubt. If your environment was peaceful, you may expect stability. If it was chaotic, you may unconsciously expect trouble even when everything is fine. Years later, these early lessons continue influencing behavior, not because you consciously choose them, but because they have become part of the operating system running beneath your awareness. The child that never left. Many psychologists speak of the inner child. This does not mean an actual child living inside you. It refers to the emotional memories and patterns formed during your early years. The adult version of you may have a job, responsibilities, and experience. But deep inside, parts of your emotional world may still be responding from childhood. A harsh comment from a colleague may awaken feelings formed decades ago. A rejection may trigger old wounds. A compliment may bring healing to a part of you that has been waiting years to feel seen. The child may have grown physically, but emotionally, certain experiences can remain surprisingly alive. Why? You attract familiar experiences. One of the strangest things about human beings is that we are often drawn toward what feels familiar. Even when it is unhealthy, people sometimes recreate emotional environments that resemble childhood, not because they enjoy suffering, but because familiarity feels safe. Someone who grew up around constant conflict may unconsciously feel uncomfortable in peaceful relationships. Someone who received little affection may struggle to accept genuine love. Someone raised to believe they are not enough may continue seeking proof of that belief throughout adulthood. Without realizing it, they keep repeating old patterns. The past quietly disguises itself as the present. The power of childhood beliefs. Many of the beliefs that shape your life were formed before you were old enough to question them. Consider these hidden beliefs. I am not important. I must please everyone. I am always going to fail. People cannot be trusted. I have to struggle for everything. Such beliefs often begin as conclusions a child makes while trying to understand the world. The problem is that childhood conclusions are not always accurate, yet many people carry them into adulthood as if they were facts. And these beliefs influence decisions, relationships, careers, and self-worth. The memory you don't remember. An interesting mystery is that not all childhood influence comes from memories you can clearly recall. Many experiences leave emotional impressions even when specific details are forgotten. You may not remember every event, but your nervous system remembers the feelings. The body remembers fear. The mind remembers rejection. The emotions remember moments of safety and love. This is why certain situations can trigger powerful reactions that seem larger than the situation itself. The reaction may not belong entirely to the present moment. Part of it may be connected to the past. The good news at this point, you may be wondering, if childhood has such a powerful influence, does that mean we are trapped by it? Fortunately, the answer is no. Awareness changes everything. The moment you begin recognizing a pattern, you begin gaining power over it. Many people spend their lives being controlled by childhood programming without ever realizing it. But those who become aware of these influences gain the opportunity to rewrite their story. The past may explain you, but it does not have to define you. Rewriting the script, the first step is observation. Notice your recurring fears. Notice your recurring reactions. Notice the situations that repeatedly upset or discourage you. Ask yourself, when did I first learn to feel this way? The answer may surprise you. The second step is questioning old beliefs. Not every lesson from childhood deserves a permanent place in your life. Some beliefs need updating, some need replacing, some need letting go entirely. The third step is intentional growth. The mind that learned fear can learn courage. The heart that learned mistrust can learn wisdom. The person who learned limitation can learn possibility. Growth does not erase the past. It transforms its influence. A deeper mystery, perhaps the greatest mystery, is not that childhood affects adulthood. That part is expected. The real mystery is how much power early experiences continue to hold over people who have forgotten where those experiences came from. Many adults are fighting battles that began decades ago. Many fears have roots older than the person realizes. Many limitations were inherited from stories that were never questioned. Yet every moment of awareness shines light into the hidden corners of the mind. And what is illuminated can be transformed. Conclusion: your childhood may be behind you, but parts of its influence may still be walking beside you. It may shape how you love, how you trust, how you dream, how you fear, and how you see yourself. The question is not whether childhood has affected you. The question is whether you are aware of how it continues to do so. Because once you begin to see the invisible script, you gain the power to edit it. And perhaps the most remarkable thing about being human is this: you are not merely the product of your past. You are also the author of what comes next. MindofAfsok, the child you once were, helped create the person you are. The person you are can still shape who you become.